we are now working in a hybrid world in the corporate space. So you're doing 2 to 3 days a week remote, and you're on Zoom meetings. Can you just give people, again, a couple of pointers? I know what they are, but just for people who are coming to this for the first time, what they should be mindful of in Zoom video meetings.
Yeah, lovely, lovely. And so for anybody who's watching this as well, I will take what you're doing, Connor, and describe what people should do through what you're doing, because you're doing a great job of it. You look, for example, how big you are in the frame. Yeah, like your head and your shoulders shot is taking up, a good third of the frame at least, which means I'm not having to do so much work to find you. Like, it shouldn't be it's not hide and seek. It's communicate. So in the moment you make my brain look for you, then you've used up neural load, and it's a zero-sum game. I only have so many neurons. Okay. And if you use my brain for something, you can't use it for something else. Like, if you want me to take on a new idea, that might be a little bit alien for me, like, don't take up my brain with other stuff, other crossword puzzles. Okay. So you're strong, clear in the frame for me, which is lovely. Now let's look around the frame there, because my brain goes, okay, so I've got Conor here, and it goes, so who is Conor? Can I trust Conor? Can I not trust Conor? And the brain goes, well, I don't know who Conor is. But what you've done is you've left symbols around you, which you probably there's some choices in there, that are going to help me understand, do you hold the same values as me? Because if you hold the same values as me, you're part of my group, part of my tribe, shall I say, and therefore I owe you trust. Like, I'm bound to you by trust, and vice versa. So there you are, very clear up there is Sapiens, up in the which you can, if I hadn't have read that, you would probably be surprised when we go, Mark, you haven't read Sapiens? Like, what's going on? Probably, one of them in my area, and adjunct to that, one of the most interesting, important books for a long, long time. Okay. So the moment you put up that, my brain goes, okay, yeah, good guy. Yeah. He'll be all right. He knows what he's talking about. This is fine. This is good. This is great. So an indicator there of shared values. Now, the other thing you're doing is you're bringing your hands into the frame. Yeah, you're making sure that your gestures are up. Now, just like me, you're probably using the table as a prop in front of you, which makes the whole call a little less tiring. Yeah, but it means that our hands can be up in frame and showing these baton gestures, these gestures that conduct along to the rhythm of our speech. Literal illustrator gestures, which kind of draw a picture of what we're saying. Again, helps your brain understand. So when I say, when I can give you that pinch gesture, or when I say big, I can do a big wide gesture, or when I say small, I can do a compression gesture. So we've got those in there as well. So you can see the gestures that help describe and understand. And then there's the things which are non-verbal, but not necessarily visual. Like, I can hear that you have a good mic, and it's up close, and therefore my brain isn't having to do so much work dealing with the distortions of sound that inevitably happen by moving digital information over long distances at a very cheap rate. Essentially, this is a very, although this is Zoom is genius. One of my clients, by the way, fantastic client. So Zoom is genius. They are finding ways to send the signal cheaply, else it would be all too expensive, and not everybody in the world could be on it all at once, as we can be, as the system, will allow us to do. So you're doing your best to collect the information, knowing that it's a lot of brain power if I have to undistort and actually my visual cortex will get used to undistort sound, and therefore new ideas won't be able to enter into my head. So, I mean, I hope that gives you some idea of some of the things, you know, be big in the frame, let people see more of you, especially your gestures, put indicators around you to help people understand that you hold some similar values to them.
Brilliant.
Oh,
Yeah.
and one last thing, like you're doing very well at getting eye contact with me. Now, eye contact changes from society to society, group to group, culture to culture. There is one thing similar about all of it, that all eye contact is about value. Our eyes go to the things of value. If there's something not of value and something of more value in the room, our eyes will go to the thing of value and forget the thing of not value. Now, then, whether we keep eye contact with that or not, that's cultural. That's cultural. Like if there could be some, we might go to a religious society where you must first of all look at the icon and then avert your eyes from it and never look at it again. First of all, you got to look at it. You don't not look at it. You look at it and then you avert your eyes. Some cultures, you do that with the people top of the hierarchy. You look first and then avert your eyes. Some cultures, you look and you keep on looking. But it's all about value. So because you're focusing with your eyes very clearly for me, it helps me understand or think, oh, Conor thinks I'm of value. I'm the thing of value here. That sends up my dopamine levels. I get more optimistic. I get more confident. Now, what do I do with that feeling of confidence that I have? I project it onto you and I say, Conor is confident. How do I know that? I don't know that. I feel that and I project it onto you. I have no idea. You could leave this interview going, Guy, you know, I was really worried about that interview with Mark. I would have no idea because I felt confident in it. Why? You gave me that. You gave me that feeling and I projected it back onto you. Hope that makes sense to you, Conor.
It does. And there's another thing you gave me, the Logitech
Oh, yeah.
4K. So I bought this based on Mark's recommendation. It sits at the top of the laptop right here. And you can actually get a visual for everybody watching this. You can get it right in your face, sits on top of the laptop, and whoever you're talking to sees you. I'm also sitting in front of the mirror. Mark is absolutely right. I've chosen to fill the frame with those particular books. Some people will like them, some people won't. And then I'm trying to do some of Mark's gestures as well because I've learned so much from it. But yeah, so for Zoom meetings, there's a number of things there. Natural light or the lighting, like you said, you can buy one for 50 euros.
Yeah.
Okay. Another thing in the corporate world that people will be dealing with, I don't know, I'm sure you're familiar with Alain de Botton, and one of the ideas that he coined was status anxiety.
Yeah.
Right. I wanted to get your perspective on status anxiety. Whether it's you're going on Dr. Phil or whether you're standing in front of, you're talking to a president or members of the G7, or whether you're just walking around an office in Google or something.
Yeah.
This status anxiety exists. It's real. It's palpable. How do you handle it? What's your perspective?
Well, so I would put that status anxiety in an area of like kind of performance anxiety, or what else is it often called? I can't remember the other name that it's often called. Anyway, here's often the way I wake up of a morning. I go, oh no, what have you done now? What have you done to yourself now? Because I know I've got that meeting and I've now gone past that ceiling that I was formerly at. I got comfortable. Like I got, okay, you work with prime ministers, you did this, you did that, people who are running Fortune 500 companies, CEOs of top 10 companies in the US. It's like, okay. And then you get that call and the meeting comes up and you go, now you've really messed it up, because they will see you. These people will see, this person will see past you, and they'll
Imposter
see
syndrome.
Imposter syndrome. Thank you. Imposter syndrome. Like they will see that you have nothing. And what is that? What is that? Now I take heart because, I've worked with multi Olympic gold medalists who have imposter syndrome, and I'm there like going, look, literally, you have 2 gold medals around. You've got this piece of metal that says you're the best in the world, and it strikes me that the people who are the top performers get the most performance anxiety. So at least it helps my, let's call it ego a bit, to wake up in the morning going, well, maybe it's because I'm really good. But actually, maybe it's because I'm really good. But then that doesn't help for very long, because still yet the brain is going, you don't know what's going to happen in there. You've never been in this situation before. You don't have any data that says this is going to go well. So now we're going to catastrophize. And we're going to say, this is going to end your life and your career right now. Yeah, because my instinct wants to get me out of it. So what I have to do is first of all, I cannot think my way out of it with an opposite idea of going, well, hey, you know what? I'm the best in the world at this. So shut up, devil on my shoulder or angel on my shoulder, however you want to, put Jiminy Cricket there. But essentially, it's a super ego, I think, is going, yeah, I can't talk to Jiminy Cricket and try and out argue Jiminy Cricket, because it's like it's core, it's instinct. You can't shut it down apart from with some lethal injections. So we're not going there. So, but what I can do is say thank you very much. Like that in the right place, that would be really helpful. So I can go, in the right place, that would be really helpful. I'm not sure this is the most helpful place for this right now, because I've signed up for this, and that I've got this value that says if I say I'll do it, I will do it. So I'll say thanks very much for your help and your advice on that. I'll be going to do it. I'll be going to do this. Yeah. Now that doesn't stop it. Just helps the part of me, the values part of me, that says if you said you will do it, you will show on time and you will deliver. Yeah. And that's an important value for me. Now, at the same time, how am I going to manage this anxiety? I'm going to do the behaviors of confidence. And I'm going to do it for them, because that client, whoever they are, way above the ceiling that I've worked at before, they have a problem. I've got to remember that they didn't have to take this meeting. They chose to take this meeting. It means they have a problem, and their hope is that I can fix it. I can help them. So I owe it to them to go in and help. And part of my help is for them to see somebody who they believe is confident. And therefore, the medicine is more likely to be taken and to be helpful. Now, it's good medicine. It's not snake oil. Like, the stuff works. I only do stuff that I'm able to go, this will work, and this will work immediately, and you will do it. Like, do it or don't do it. If you do it, things will get better. If you don't do it, they won't. I can't control you. Be my guest. Do whatever you like. You're a big person. You get to make your choices. But if you do what I say, this is going to work. So I go in with that attitude.
Yeah,
I think attitude.
I think it is an attitude, but it's brilliant, because you're not obsessing about yourself. You're going in there to offer something and to help.
Exactly.
It's this inward-looking obsession that helps create, and we're always thinking about, okay, well, everybody's looking at me. Well, no, everybody's not looking at you.
Right. It's
necessarily
self-consciousness.
Yeah.
It's being maybe overly self-conscious. Of course, I'm always conscious of myself, but sometimes in stressful situations, I can get very, very self-conscious. And I have to go, no, I need to be more other conscious. I have to be so much more conscious, to be more client conscious rather than self-conscious. And I can do that on purpose. I know the behaviors of that. I know what somebody does when they're more focused on them than they are on themselves. And I just go and do that as a strategy. As you say, I have a plan and I stick to the plan. And by the way, I'll be executing the plan, and there'll be all kinds of information coming to me, which I, even as an expert in my field, my brain's going, well, you don't know what that means. You don't know what they meant by that. Look, they just did that. Oh, that's bad. That's bad. This is going to be terrible. This is terrible for you. This is terrible for you. And I'm going, Thank you very much. That's very interesting information that you're giving me right now. I'm sticking to my plan.
Hello, everyone. If you enjoyed that short clip, the full extended version should be right about down here, and the subscribe button should be over here. So don't forget to go ahead and click. Thank you.